Again, we have taken over this channel, and as we continue to guide you through the lands of night, you might understand that the season of All Hallows Eve is not just one of darkness, but also of light. The Book by StoryMan-Jack. The old man made his way down the stairs and into the ancient building, a location the world had thought lost. He looked over at the little glowing yellow ball at his shoulder. "I told you." The little light chittered at the old man. "Well, it is the Library of Alexandria, Archimedes. There should be knowledge here that we will need to put a stop to all this." He continued along slowly, only to lift his staff. A light appeared, peering at its top to illuminate the entire room softly. The little light chittered again. "No, I don't think anyone would be here. It's been buried in the sand for thousands of years. The last time I was here, though, there were hundreds of scholars." Dust covered everything, though. The scrolls and books appeared to be in decent condition since the newest among them would have been a few thousand years old. The little ball chittered again, and its sounding dejected. "Why are you always so cynical? I've been here before. I know exactly where I'm going," he grumped. The ball chittered back as if scolding. "I know it's been a long time. But they had a room in the basement, and they had books in there they wouldn't allow just anyone to see, you see. Books of power, books of spells." The chittering continued. "Look, Archimedes, I'm not gonna get lost." The old man shrugged. He continued to make his way evenly and slowly toward the back of the building to where the stairs were located. The little light grew silent as the old man continued. He stopped and picked up a scroll here and a book there. Leafing through one of such old book, he tossed it to the side after noting one page, and it landed on the cobblestone floor with a puff of dust. "Poetic garbage," he said. The little light twittered again, as if laughing. No, I don't dislike poetry and art, but we have a problem we're trying to correct, remember?" The little light twittered again. "There's a time for such things, and right now is not the time." After more than an hour going downstairs and through corridors and chambers filled with documents, he found the door in the lowest level that he had been looking for. The little light twittered again with a smug tone. An irritated expression came over the old man's face. "I know it's locked. I told you we'd find it, though, and I never got lost." He shook his head. "In point of fact, I'd counted on it being locked. This means the knowledge we seek is most likely still inside, not looted." A draft seemed to stir the dust, and even as the old man realized it wasn't a natural phenomenon, the dust and debris began to form a shape. A humanoid form began to coalesce, and the old man, realizing what was going on, leaned on his staff, withdrew a pipe from his pocket of his robes, and began to puff. The little light chittered. "No," the old man exhaled a cloud of smoke. "It's not a bad guy." The voice calm. "Or even a trap." He puffed a few times and then looked at the little light. "It's a messenger is all." The form that finally took shape stood before the old man, as beautiful beyond imagining as one could possibly understand. Long golden hair, a face with perfect symmetry that would have been astonishing on either gender, smiled. And he wore a white English business suit. "Bach?" A voice deep yet melodic said, "Do you not know which you seek is dark, as the being you wish to use it upon?" The old man studied the angel that stood before him. "Which one are you? I can never tell. Mike? Gabe? Listen, if you have a message from the Creator, then speak. If not, I have things I've got to do." The little light twinkled and chittered. "No, as a matter of fact, I'm not being rude. I'm fixing what these bozos screwed up in the first place." the old man Bach grumped at the little light. You wish to continue, knowing the danger? You wish to confront Lucifer alone? The being paused as the little light began to bounce into her. I apologize, you alone with your spirit of intellect. Shows how much you know, the old man said, puffing on his pipe once again. That ain't the Lord of the Morning out there. That ain't no king of hell. It's a demon. Possibly a demon lord, maybe, but like all those beings, it's a lie. The angel just nodded and waited. And it isn't just the two of us. I'll have help in the end, when I need 'em. Who? The angel asked. Oh, the two simpletons, for sure. A dreamer, a traveler through realities, a hunter of hell, and its spawn. A bunch of others, I think. 31, to be honest, or a little more. The old man puffed out little clouds as he listed off the first few. Some of those are turned, and some are dead or worse. And I am not either Michael, or Gabe. I'm Uriel, the angel told him. The old man looked at the being in sheer surprise. Time mage, he finally said, stuffing his pipe into the corner of his mouth and pointing at himself. No one is dead or lost to me, and you should know that since you're supposed to be heaven's version of a bagman, or was it Wetworks guy? Mortal, your jumping of realities, the manipulation of time, was not the intended use of the knowledge you were given, the white-clothed man said. Given? The old man laughed. Well, there's a knee slapper for you. He continued to laugh, tears forming in the corners of his eyes. I'll tell you the story sometime. I earned that knowledge, and you know it. By your creator, you know it to be true. Boom, he slammed his staff down. The angel just stood, his face like stone. And if you guys didn't want me to know about all the uses of gravity, then you shouldn't have had someone write all that shit down like that. He paused and stopped as if he just had a thought. The angel stood, his face blank. I've visited more realities than I can count. I've found the mirror versions of myself on every one, and we've shared knowledge and understanding. You call me Bach or Book, but I'm no longer just Bach. I'm also the White Wizard, the Merlin, Theocrats, Sallust, Thaddeus, and many, many more. All of them seekers of knowledge, scientists, some, mages, others like myself. And I have all their knowledge, all their memories. They are me, and I them. The little light twinkled again. Really? The stony face of the angel being said, looking at the little light. How many? The little light twinkled again. Oh, that many? Yes, that many, the old man said, again slamming his staff down. Boom! And with all that knowledge and subsequent power, what have you chosen to do? Uriel asked. The old man had finally had enough. Dear God, I've chosen to stop some demonic being from jump-starting the apocalypse. I'm stopping a cancer that has already infected so many realities, and you can see the symptoms of it in the prime reality. You see all the chaos and division and the anger, and no one understands why they have or where it came from? Yes, Uriel said, and then waved his hand at the little light. The light began to grow and change, the shape moving and coalescing into the form of a large brown barn owl. Well, now at least you didn't make me a snowy owl, the bird noted, preening its feathers. See, the old mage said to the bird, I told you we'd get you a new form. Is that even your memory? An owl named Archimedes? Uriel asked. The old mage glared. They are all my memories. And they are now. Those versions of myself gave willingly, shared, and have lived out their lives
and many are dust or will be. I've retained who they are in here, and their knowledge and memories, their loves, their hates, their prejudices, everything.
Ah, you are aware then, the angel asked.
That I'm not mortal anymore? Sure.
Angel smiled. No, that is a small thing, he said. That you, as powerful as you are, cannot do this alone.
Well,
the old man said, hedging.
Let's just say I'm not willing to try. Overwhelming force. That's usually the best way to take care of these things, Cut the cancer right out.
So long as you don't damage the rest of the body as you cut, Uriel said, finally stepping aside.
All right, then.
Bach, who was many other beings, all at once, said and opened the door. We will pray you win this fight, this knowledge, and pray you understand how to use it, the voice of Uriel said as it faded. The book lay open, a pentagram, an image of bird with a red stripe at its neck, gracing what looked to be almost like a scientific hologram above its pages.
Yep, that's the one,
he said. I see, the owl said, flapping to land on the old mage's shoulder. If we are going to do this, then let's be about it, shall we?
You got everything saved?
Yes, it's right up here. I will not let anything touch it. They stepped forward to claim the knowledge, and everything went dark. Not black, but dark, like a filter had been thrown over the entire world. A being of, well, not darkness, but something deeper, like the opposite of light, shot out of the book. Dark tendrils spewed forth and wrapped around the old man, seeming to strip away his very form, melting the flesh and clothes as it covered him. The owl jumped and hovered for a moment above the old man, covered in black tar, who was covered in a black tar-like substance. It began to solidify, yet even as it did, great fissures began to appear, fissures of silver light, and just when Archimedes couldn't stand it anymore, the black tar burst, and silver light became tendrils of their own, shooting forth and vaporizing the black mass, leaving only soot smudge on the floor. A new old man, an identical image to the first if one looked close, stepped forward toward the book. His hair was gray and long, his staff white and bright, the version of himself that had once given the darkest power to the smallest of heroes. Another mass shot forth from the book to block his path, this one of molten fire.
We will take all of you, all your stories. Oh, we will corrupt them.
The fire shot forth and engulfed the old man, who again seemed to melt in on himself, the fire turning his clothes first to ash and then his skin. But a shabbily dressed man with a tunic and hose stepped forth, and his beard also gray but short. The hose and tunic patched haphazardly, and his boots did not match. He raised his hand and said,
"Burn out,"
using what was his version of magic he called the will and the word. The molten creature grew hotter and hotter, glowing red to become bright yellow, then white hot before it disintegrated into ash and dust. The old man stepped once again forward, just close enough to reach out and almost pick up the book, the knowledge he needed to save all realities coming from the coming calamity. A white mass came forth, the last of the defenders.
"We will remake what you love and destroy what came before. We will twist your knowledge and your power, and we will fight you for which you have come."
The old man grew and flexed, changed one last time, back to the original brown-robed old man, shattering the creature of ice, and picked up the book. He looked down at the remains of the 3 demons who'd been guarding the knowledge and said, "You can corrupt and destroy everything I love.
But we can always make new things to love, meet new people, write new stories, and make new memories. And for your information, those of us who love those old tales and things, well, they'll never be gone. Because I at least will remain to tell them as they were meant to be told. There are too many of us, you know. Ye old beings of lies. It can never happen, not in any reality. There are just too damn many of us.
You know, you need a tagline, the owl noted as it landed on his shoulder.
You think?
He asked and pocketed the book and turned to go.
And so, a general has chosen himself to lead the small, the insignificant, the spiritually wounded in their fight, in the dark, in the night. Nox Vini, fear the night.